excited to have Loma back. What do you expect from Loma in this bout now that he's back in the ring Saturday night, coming off his loss to Lopez?
Well, unlike many fighters, particularly after they've experienced a loss, they always want an easy way back. But Loma is not like these other fighters. He wanted us to get him the toughest opponent that we could get. And clearly, the guy who filled that bill is Nakatani. Not only was he very competitive when he fought Lopez, but was involved in a sensational fight with Verdeo, who had him down a couple of times, had him in trouble, but he had the perseverance to pull himself together and win the fight by knockout. So everybody who, and a lot of people, are really interested in this fight. This will be a tremendously competitive
I am. I'm
fight,
looking forward to the fight.
and we'll
Let me turn my mic
test
up.
each of the fights.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let's bring him up here because they just walked.
Mic
into
check,
the
mic
room.
check.
Please welcome Masayoshi Nakatani and Vasiliy Lomachenko. Well, this is an exciting one, an incredible Saturday night, and you just heard Bob say it. Most, after a loss, want an easy fight. They want to get back in the ring and maybe cruise to something. This is obviously a fierce competitor. How excited are you to be back in the ring Saturday night? What can we expect?
Thank you very much. Yes, it's true. I can wait, come back in the ring. I'm very excited, and I want to improve myself, who I am in the boxing.
What's it going to be like having 2,500 fans in the theater? Last time we saw you, there was nobody in the theater, and tonight or Saturday night, we're going to have a full house coming to see a great fight. Fans back in the building.
It's very great, and you know what? They give for us, for boxers in the ring. They push us. They give for us some energy. That's why we can't stay. And that's why we need to work all the time.
You decided to stay at lightweight, and your first opponent after the Lopez fight is nearly 6 feet tall, much bigger. Talk about that as your choice to stay at lightweight, and obviously there's a big guy sitting over here.
He's a tough guy. He has a very high. He has a reach, and I think he's a very good boxer. That's why my choice wasn't this guy.
It's going to be an exciting Saturday night. We're going to come over here. Any inspiration from last weekend? Do you take any inspiration from last weekend that happened here outside the Virgin with your countryman, the Monster, in a way, and what he did? Do you take any inspiration from last weekend?
先週の井上戦から、モチベーションはもらいましたか？
そうですね、同じ日本人が、活躍するのはやっぱ嬉しいですよね。
Yes, of course, a fellow Japanese fighter having a great fight is really nice.
Our main event after this fight, there could be a title shot possibly on the line. What does this opportunity mean to you to know that next step could be pretty big?
今週のメインイベントの後に、タイトル戦が可能性となりますけれども、それはあなたにとってどういうことでしょうか？
今回の試合、絶対に勝ちたい試合です。
This fight is a fight that I have to win and want to win.
Bob, you've seen him fight many times. What challenges do you think he's going to present to Loma on my right here?
Well, you spelled it out. He's big for a lightweight, and he boxes well, as Loma said, and he's a tremendous puncher. So when you get all of those three qualities, you know that even as skilled as Loma is, that it's a real challenge fighting Nakatani. And also, this is really great. Look, you have people speaking all different languages from all over the world, not only in these two fights, but on the undercard. And it's almost a precursor to the Olympics that are going to take place in Japan next month. So, I mean, really in the Olympic spirit, we dedicate this fight, and we all know that Vasiliy Lomachenko is one of the great Olympians, great amateur fighters of all time, ever. And so it's great to be able to do this fight on the eve of the Olympics.
Loma, I want to come back to you. We talked earlier that you decided to stay at lightweight. Does everything in this division lead towards a rematch to Lopez?
So I have a fight this Saturday, and after we can talking about rematch. But of course, all knows I want this fight again.
I got it. I think everybody heard you. That's exciting. What do you want to prove to the boxing world? You don't have much to prove because, hands down, pound for pound, you're the guy. But there's been a lot of talk. In your head, in your heart, what do you have to prove to boxing fans and to the boxing community Saturday night?
You know, first of all, I want to improve myself, for my team, for my father, for my family, for my friends who always support me. And of course, I want to show my best skill and show who I am one more time, who I am in the ring.
Perfect. Come back over here, one more for Nakatani. When this fight was made available and presented, what did that opportunity mean to you?
今回この試合が、できたというところで、できるということになった時点で、あなたに対してこの試合はどういう意味がありましたか？
そうですね、自分の中でやっぱりその一番のビッグマッチなんで、まあ、大変嬉しい気持ちはあります。でも戦うだけじゃなくて、まあ、勝たないと意味がないと思っているので、また試合の日は、絶対に勝つつもりで戦います。
When this fight came up, I felt that it was the biggest fight in my career up to this point. But having the fight or getting the fight doesn't mean anything unless you win. So this Saturday, I will positively win.
Positively win coming from Nakatani. Loma, you want to say anything there? Nothing.
No, I don't want to say anything.
That's it. We're going to leave it at that. Gentlemen, if you could leave your microphones on your chairs, and we'll head to the X for the first face-off of the weekend. This is our main event, 12 rounds in the lightweight division. A lot of questions will be answered Saturday night. Masayoshi Nakatani, Vasiliy Lomachenko. 7 o'clock Pacific on
I really like
ESPN.
this fight.
Again, the reminder that the undercards begin at 4:15 Pacific on ESPN. Plus, Guido Vianello, Floyd Cashflow Diaz, Robert Biggie Rodriguez. An incredible undercard beginning at 4:15 Pacific. And then we go to the network, ESPN, at 7 o'clock Pacific for two incredible fights. Brant, Janibek, Qazaq Style, Alimkhanuly. And then our main event, they're standing right there. Vasiliy Lomachenko, Masayoshi Nakatani. As always, this is boxing, this is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins.
Yeah, I'm excited for that fight. If you don't know, Masayoshi Nakatani dispatched of innocent until proven guilty. Let's just leave it at that. Currently, as it stands right now, disgraced Felix Verdejo. Before that, what fight did he have before that? By the way, please take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I'm trying to figure out if he had a fight after the Teofimo Lopez fight, and I don't think he did. Nope. Here's his resume. Teofimo Lopez, remember, he gave Teofimo Lopez a lot of trouble, despite what that scorecard says right there. Teofimo Lopez then went on to spark out Richard Comey in his next fight. Then on to that, to defeat Vasiliy Lomachenko, who I'm going to go ahead and say was injured and started 7-8 rounds too late. I do have Teofimo Lopez. I did have him clearly winning that fight. And the last round, I distinctly remember that Lomachenko on my card needed the last round just to get a draw. Because remember, the first 5-6 rounds, he didn't do anything. But will we ever see that rematch? I think it'll happen. But what weight will it happen at? Will it be at something like 138 or 140? I don't see it happening at 135 pounds. And it's going to be up to Lomachenko to want to go up to 140 to fight him, depending on what happens with Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. That's supposed to take place August the 14th. And then Teofimo Lopez was supposed to return October the 2nd. I'm hoping that, if he was to defeat George Kambosos. He has re-upped and amended his contract with Top Rank. So I'm hoping that if he defeats George Kambosos, which I'm predicting that he would, that we get to see him versus Josh Taylor, two undisputed champions, one at 135, hoping to move to 140, or with a future at 140, and one at 140, Josh Taylor, who has a future at 147. I love it. Never in the history will we probably ever see something like that again in the 4-belt era, or two undisputed champions in a 3 or more belt era fighting each other. Like, that's, what is that? 10 belts on the line, WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, Ring Magazine for all the, for both of the divisions, including if they're fighting for the highly seductive Jade IBO. Ooh. In the meantime, is Loma kind of damaged goods? 33 years old. That's been floating around. I don't think Lomachenko's done, but at the same time, this guy right here ain't no joke. He's a 6-footer, 135-pounder. He's going to be right there in Lomachenko's face. Lomachenko's going to have to do a lot of moving, and he don't want to stay in the pocket with this dude and get caught with some shit. We've seen Lomachenko kind of, get buzzed a little bit before. And as you can see, he does have 2 clean defeats on his record, no matter how you slice him. Despite whatever was happening outside of the ring with the weight and, the nut shots in the ring, Lomachenko lost to Orlando Salido. He started too late, in my opinion, clearly lost on the cards to Teofimo Lopez. So he can be beaten. He can be beaten. The undercard, I'm interested in. Hold on, I didn't pull it up the wrong. Well, let's just look at this now while we're here. Tank Davis is fighting Mario Barrios this weekend, a fight that I'm also looking forward to. Listen, we got some good fights. Some really, really good fights that I'm interested in this weekend, about 5 or so. Of course, Lubin versus Jason Rosario. And then you have this fight right here, Rob Brant returning against his Janibek Alimkhanuly. Here, let me, Lord, I'm butchering his name, but trust me, once I'm watching the broadcast and probably the weigh-in tomorrow, I'll have it right. So this is what we're going to go do. Let's rewind back and listen to a little bit of the press conference from Rob Brant, who's returning. What champion was he? Was he a WBA world champion? He wasn't a super champion, was he, at 160? Here, let me pull him up real quick, Rob Brant. I know we don't want to go too far down the trough here, but still, nonetheless. He's 9-0 with 5 KOs. Kazakhstan. Rob Brant, 26-2 with 18 KOs. He was a world champion when he lost to Murata. Murata's been elevated, correct, since then? He beat him first. I remember now. Okay, and I covered these fights, by the way, including the Jurgen Breimer fight. What was that, the World Boxing Super Series? I don't remember. But I've been covering Rob Brant for quite some time. And yes, my memory is shit after the coma and now with the weed. But hey, sue me. Here, I'm skimming through the ESPN Plus broadcast, and we're going to listen to a little bit of the press conference.
He has the underdog.
It's never a surprise. I've always felt like if you've, never taken the risk, never been the underdog, you've played it safe your entire career. So it's something I'm actually looking forward to.
I want to turn to you, translator over here. Since you turned pro, you've wanted this fight. We've heard you talk about it before. So what is Qazaq Style, and what can we expect from you Saturday night?
I like that, Qazaq Style. He's not really going to say nothing, but I want you to hear what Bob Behrman's going to have to say about where the winner is going to go, meaning they're trying to set up the winner to fight Jaime Munguia in a WBO eliminator.
plans are hopefully to match the winner of this fight against Munguia later on this year, and hopefully that'll be a WBO middleweight eliminator, and we would like to see the winner of this fight emerge as a middleweight champion.
When you hear Bob say things like that, is it hard to just stay in this moment right now?
No, it's actually been very easy for me to think that, these things are phenomenal, but none of it happens unless, the win comes on Saturday. So my focus has been fully and 100% on beating Janibek on Saturday.
Perfect. Listen, we're going to bring the main event up, so if you could leave your microphone.
I'm sorry, my microphone is mute. I'm sorry. I was saying that we're going to call him Janibek. And Bob Arum, as he said, is setting up the winner to take on Jaime Munguia to be the mandatory for current WBO champion Demetrius Andrade. So he finally got some good competition coming on the way, meaning Andrade, if he decides to stay at 160 pounds. But he's targeting Canelo and won't get Canelo. Look, Bob Arum going to be like, all right, break it up. Break him up. I like Qazaq Style.
All right, break him up, break him up.
Yeah, look, the psycho eyes. Janibek ain't fucking around. Janibek like, oh, you want to see crazy eyes? I'll show you crazy eyes. But yeah, to go back to the 135-pound division, what I feel is the most stacked division in boxing. Lomachenko is probably going to be a WBO mandatory within like a year maybe or less. He's going to get another title shot because it seems as though he's not moving up and he's not going to be moving down. But we'll be here on Saturday night. I'll be here for the weigh-in. I got to go run back, take my damn rental car back. I'm going to miss it. Had a little bit of a fender bender a couple weeks ago. To no fault of my own. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.